You know it's going to be a good week when it starts out with free whiskey.
And you see Puffins. And also Dracula's castle.
And we wrap things up with a sighting in a famous Scottish loch. We're Casey, Rodney, and Salsa. Currently, we're traveling through Europe, navigating the Schengen Shuffle in our motorhome, Holly. We are sharing real travel life highs and the happy detours along the way. Please hit the subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, make sure you bookmark our webpage, and follow us on Facebook at Empty Nest Adventures TV. Welcome back to another issue of Empty Nest Adventures
TV.
This time we are kind of making our way up to the Scottish Highlands. I think we're kind of actually in the Highlands.
We're in the Highlands.
We're not quite to the NC 500 yet, so that is something that we're looking forward to. Certainly.
Very, very much so.
But we kind of found this place. It wasn't very far from where we camped at before.
Right.
And it was just a parking spot. It had a pretty good sized parking spot, so you could get several campers in there. And the area is called Buller of Buchan, I think it is. The story behind it is it's a place where the men would go out and they would collect their fish and they would bring them in here. And this was kind of like an inlet for the
a little fishing port.
Yeah, fishing village kind of thing. So you'll see from the pictures, the cliffs were kind of steep. So that was kind of hard to haul the fish up there. We got there in the afternoon, decided to kind of relax a little bit while we were there.
We've kind of been on the run.
Yep. And so we were going to do our touring the next day.
Yep.
The first thing that we noticed there was the wind, because we were on the coast.
Wow.
Yeah, blowing us around. Probably not the worst wind we've had.
No,
but
we've had some. Albania was probably the worst wind.
Yeah, still some pretty good wind. No structures blew over while we were staying there.
Yeah.
And the other thing on Park for Night, when I was reading the comments, it said that there is a gentleman there who speaks German who might approach you and he will talk to you for a while. And I guess if he kind of likes you, he gives you a bottle of whiskey.
Yes.
So we were sitting there and here comes a guy up there and kind of waved through the window at us. We had it open. So.
And then he starts speaking German to us.
Yes.
We don't speak German.
No.
But if you remember, Holly has German plates. Yes. So that's where he thought. But when he realized we spoke English.
Yeah, then he spoke Scottish brogue to us. not the thickest brogue we've run into.
Oh, no.
But so I just sat there and I chatted with him for a little bit. Mm-hmm. And when he was done, he reached in his pocket and gave us a
little bottle of
scotch. So that was kind of a neat thing that happened, and I added it to the Park for Night comments that we had on there. So the next day we decided to get up and do the actual walk of the Bullers, I guess they're called.
Yeah.
There was kind of a couple of paths.
Right.
That we went down.
The first one kind of goes around by houses, and there were some beautiful flowers and things like that. Yep. And just major cliffs.
Yeah, lots of the seabirds.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was the main area where the cliffs were and where the fishermen came in. So it had
Seagulls
kind of the little inlets.
And pigeons nested there a lot.
Yes. We were told that there were puffins there.
We're on the look for puffins.
So we didn't see any on that part of the hike, so we went up around the other way. And I think the first indication that we might see something were, I think it was 4 people there, that their cameras with these huge lenses.
Yeah.
So that's usually an indication that something's around.
Oh, yeah.
And we did see some puffins there.
Yay! I saw my first puffin outside of a zoo, but first real puffin.
Yep. So.
And I got good pictures.
Yes. So we got some puffin pictures.
Yes.
And then the second night we were there, more of the little bit of the wind at night.
And some rain.
And a little bit of rain.
And we're learning, when we get to these new places, new country and things, the weather is always kind of there's a learning curve.
Yeah, well, we're getting into the area where the weather's kind of notorious for
in
being
Scotland.
friendly.
You have moments of beautiful weather, and then the rain comes in, the wind comes in, and then all of a sudden it's beautiful again. So we're kind of trying to figure some of that out.
Yep. So the day after that hike, we actually went on another smaller hike. We drove up to this place and then walked back to it.
Yes.
Because it was, only a few kilometers away.
Slane's Castle. Now, it has a story about it.
Yep.
Bram Stoker, who wrote the original Dracula, he went to this castle, and that's where he got the inspiration for Dracula's castle.
Yes. Yep. So we went through and we toured the castle.
Mm-hmm.
It had that, octagonal room or whatever that was
Yes.
supposed to be the place where he sat and took notes or wrote part of it or something like that. And this castle seemed like more of a residence than it was like a fortress or a defensive point or something like that. And I guess Mr. Stoker stayed in the nearby town that was there, and then he'd walk to the castle, and that gave him the inspiration.
Yeah,
so
I could see how it would inspire somebody.
Yes.
It was very otherworldly, surreal kind of thing.
Yeah. And so it kind of bookmarked a little bit of our castles that we've now seen, the castle that inspired Dracula and Disney. Yeah. So that's quite a wide range of people that got inspired. So that didn't take us very long. So we went on and traveled a little bit more in a day. And of course, you can't be in Scotland without running across a whiskey trail.
Yes.
So, and we did get to a whiskey trail. And drove
we're not big drinkers.
No, we didn't
drink
stop at any of them.
Whiskey or anything like that. Occasional drink here and there, but we don't. So we didn't do any of the Glenfiddich or Glenlivet.
Yep, we passed both of those.
Yeah, we didn't do those big tours of distillery tours or anything because it's not really our thing. Yeah. But we did buy a bottle of whiskey for my dad. Yeah,
later on. So, and if you were ever a fan of The Simpsons, you would have enjoyed it when we pulled into Duff Town.
Yes, Duff Town was a big
because Duff is the name of the beer that they always had in The Simpsons.
Duff beer for me, Duff beer for you. I want to get off.
You can't get off. We have 5 more continents to visit.
Hey, Lise, I dare you to drink the water. I'm not sure that is water.
And Rodney sang the song the entire time we were going through Duff Town.
Yes. So we went there because we were going to park at a little spot that is kind of a camping spot, but kind of a parking spot too.
Yeah.
It's called Speyside Spur, and it's kind of a junction point for bikers and hikers mostly. Yeah. Because it had a grass area there for where you could put tents, and sure enough, there was a guy there that was
he put up a tent.
That was tent camping. It had bathrooms there and wastewater.
Yep.
That we could do. Didn't have like any electric or anything like that, but it had water. But I wouldn't have trusted the water. Yeah, I wouldn't trust the water. So and there again, we met some nice neighbors that stayed the night, and the license plate came into play because again people approach us speaking German, and all we can say is sprechen die English, because we don't speak German.
No.
So we talked to them for a little while and had a pretty good time. And there was like an iron bridge nearby that I walked over to with the dog just to take a walk and over the river there. So I think you were getting Holly ready for hitting the road again. So, but it was a nice little campground that was there. I could definitely see if you're hiking or biking, it's a great place to stop, especially if you're on that trail that they have.
Absolutely. If you want to bike across Scotland, that is, the Whiskey Trail is one of those places you probably want to do.
Yeah. So we were due again for some services. So we went to a campground park, and it had really nice facilities. It had, we were able to do some laundry, showers and the whole thing, and it was pretty popular. Yeah, there was quite a few people there. More people came in as we were going. So when we left there, our drive was along a very famous Scottish loch.
Ooh.
And in fact, it is so big that they said that every other body of water, and I thought they said the UK,
Could
would fit inside of it.
We're talking about Loch Ness.
Loch Ness, yes.
And we learned so much.
Well, to give you an idea how big it was, we drove like 47 miles along the coast of it. So,
and in the United States, the big creature, Bigfoot is near North Carolina. Bigfoot's the big thing there. Whether it exists, whether it doesn't. And the Loch Ness monster, you hear about it and you think, no, it can't. How can they not know if the Loch Ness is there? We found out why or how. They don't know.
Yeah.
But they're pretty sure Loch Ness does exist.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we're kind of in believers now.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
I kind of believe it.
We got there and we stayed at a little place that's actually called Park Augustus.
Yeah.
It's right on the locks. There is, because we were on the southern end of Loch Ness.
Oh, it was great to see the big boats go through the locks right in front of us.
That's a lock as in L-O-C-K-S, I believe, is like a canal lock.
Right.
And then, of course, Loch Ness is L-O-C-H, which means lake.
Really means lake.
Yes.
So it's Lake Ness.
Yes. Yeah, but it was a pretty quiet place.
It was.
There was only supposed to be space for 4 campers to park there, but there were often 5 or 6 of us there that night.
Yeah. Now, where we stayed was kind of the secondary tourist area.
Yes.
We went through the primary tourist area.
Fort William or something like that. Yeah.
For Loch Ness.
Yeah.
And that was just crazy crowded and, that kind of stuff. But I did see my first person in kilt.
A kilt, yep.
I expected everybody in Scotland to be in kilts, but no.
Yes.
But so
this area was much nicer because it was busy, but it wasn't like overrun busy.
It had some tourist places and things, and we are in the tourist season, but it wasn't as crowded and as, you could do things, you could walk around, you could see what's there. So
so because one of the things that's kind of funny was one night you sent me out to get a pizza, and there was a little stand just down the street that had pizza, and I went up to order one, and they were out of pizza. So it was busy, but it wasn't really all that busy.
So we went to the next place. He brought home pizza.
Yeah. So we had a quiet night the first night because we spent basically the whole day driving along the coast of Loch Ness.
So we just kind of watched the boats come in and out of the loch. And
which was kind of cool to watch the locks work. I think there was like 4 of them or something like that. And there were some pretty good sized boats that went through there. So the second day we took our cruise.
Yes, we took a cruise of Loch Ness.
Yes. And that was really a good cruise because you get a lot more information. And we didn't even partake in one of the things that you could do, which was to go down below and look at the sonar and stuff just like everybody went down there. So I know
and we had the dog.
Anything.
When we have Salsa, she's so friendly with people, so we try not to get into crowded places. And everybody went from the top down to the bottom, and there were already people down there to see the sonar.
Yeah.
And so the dog, and we could see, we saw clips of it on the TV.
Yeah.
So we just didn't feel the need to do that.
Yeah, like I said, I wasn't going to be able to probably.
They explained some things about Loch Ness.
Yes.
Now, let me tell you, Loch Ness is very, very deep. And the thing that makes it so they really do feel that there is the Loch Ness monster is because they feel that there is still a dinosaur, long neck, fins, and a long tail that lives down there, that is the cold water down in the depths, and you can't get cameras and things down there.
Yeah, they said the water was so dark that light doesn't shine long enough, and you can't use cameras to see anything. And
because they had minerals from the ice, from the icebergs that that melted.
Yeah.
So when it made the
And the other thing was
logs.
eerie about it was there were no seagulls or anything around.
Yeah.
Because there's no life for them to feed off of or
Right.
anything. And so it was just kind of eerie being on that lake, and there wasn't any like wildlife.
You can't see down. There's no, and I mean, there
Yeah.
are seagulls everywhere in
Except
Scotland
there.
and pigeons everywhere and crows, lots
Yes.
of crows
Yep.
and ducks. There was nothing on that. And
Yeah.
he said that part of it is because they have pike, but they have
Oh yeah,
pike
yeah.
is one of-
The one fish that's in there gets so big that if they came
And they
down,
have teeth.
the fish would eat them.
Yeah, and they have teeth. The pike, or there was another kind
Yeah,
of fish, but there was two of them, and they're so big that the minute a bird lands on the water, that they can take them out.
Yep.
And so he said there is no, and he was mentioning MIT and Harvard and Yale and
Yeah,
all these places come and study Loch Ness and looking for the Loch Ness monster.
Yep.
And they can't get down there because of whatever the minerals and stuff in the water. You get down so many feet, you can't see anything.
Yep.
And any light you shine just reflects right back at you.
Yeah.
So there is no possible way to see whether there's something down there. But because the fish get so big and because it's so deep and such cold water, they have no reason. Oh, and they've tested DNA from the water. And there's
Yeah.
DNA that comes back to dinosaurs
Yep.
and unidentified
the only animal I
DNA.
can remember, lamprey, I think, was one of the animals that he mentioned that was down there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
he said so they really do think there's
something.
some sort of dinosaur
something
down there.
Yep.
That's very cool. We
So,
really enjoyed that.
And of course, that's one of the things that makes it a tourist trap or
Yeah.
a tourist thing that we did. And we don't do a lot of those, but this was kind of a bucket list
Yeah.
item for us.
I like those kinds of things.
And before we finished our cruise,
Yeah.
we did see a creature
In the water.
in Loch Ness in the water. So that would be our big reason for being believers,
Oh, yeah.
because we saw a creature
In the water.
in that famous Scottish loch. And that's where we're going to end this empty nest adventure. You're not going to say it?
Oh, TV.